M-Dog Gaming.
Welcome to M-Dog Gaming. This is Hearthstone, and we are going to do an arena match. So we're about to find out who our three choices are on which class we will be able to play in this arena. So let's start with what arena is. In case you're new to Hearthstone, arena is one of the game modes where you actually do a draft of cards to determine what your 30 cards will be. As you'll see in a minute, we'll be choosing one of 30 times until we get to 30 cards. And then you play a series of matches until either one of two things has happened. You get 3 losses or you get 9 victories. Because I'm fairly new to the game and frankly not that good, it'll be 3 losses most certainly that comes before 9 wins. But we're going to give this a try. And a serendipitous little choice here. So Shaman I've played Shaman in Arena and done okay. Warlock I have played in Arena and done poorly. Mage I've never played in Arena but have wanted to and just haven't had that choice in quite a while. So we're gonna go with Mage. The hero ability is a Fire Blast, which does 1 damage, and that's nice for clearing off of the board minions that are down to 1 health or just doing that slow damage towards the opponent. We're going to go Mage, and now we have our first of 3 choices. I'm going to try to talk through these a little bit as best I can, although frankly, because I haven't played Mage in Arena and don't have all the cards unlocked, I may not have seen some of the Mage specific cards. So let's look at this one first, because this is one I'm not familiar with. Kirin Tor Mage. For 3 mana, it's a 4/3. And the next secret we play this turn cost 0, so a free spell. And it's a 4/3 for 3, so just by itself that's pretty good. We're not going to go with the Cold Light Seer. I don't anticipate we're going to build a Murloc deck, and because this is early, our first choice, we don't know what they're going to be. Crazed Alchemist, swap the attack and health of a minion. If we were playing a priest, this would be this could be interesting. Well, I take that back. I don't know. I'm not crazy about that card. There are some situations. It is situational though, and with Arena, you want to build for situational things as little as possible, especially when you don't know what you're going to get. So we'll take a 3 mana with a 4/3 attack defense. Even though we don't know if we're even going to have secrets yet, we could have secrets as a choice, and if we do, they'll pair well with this. But even on its own, ignore the text and just look at the card. 3 mana for a 4/3. It's a pretty decent card. All right, our next choice, the Mana Worm. This can be good if we end up with a lot of spells. Whenever you cast a spell, you get 1 attack. And as a 1-cost card to have 3 health, that's a pretty good card. Arcane Missiles, spoiler, that's what we're going to take. That's 3 damage split among enemy characters randomly, but we're going to end up taking that. Argent Squire is okay simply because it has this Divine Shield, but it's a 1/1, so it's just not that good a card. We'll go with Arcane Missiles. Core Hound is a pretty good 7. It's a 9 attack, only 5 defense. Pretty good. Sorcerer's Resistant. Spells cost 1 less, and that's a 3/2. Pretty decent little 2 mana cost there. And then the Leper Gnome, which Artrex from Artrex Gaming. This is one of his faves. It's a 1 mana cost. You can do 2 attack. It only has that 1 health, but if they pick it off, you immediately deal that extra 2 damage. So if you lay it down right, like especially first round, you're probably going to at least get 4 damage out of that card. We're going to go with the Sorcerer's Apprentice, though. We'll hopefully get the 3 attack in towards something if it's not taken off. And plus we can play it and then follow it with a couple spells and pay a little less for them. Polymorph, this is a good removal, obviously, for the Mage. Dread Corsair cost 1 less attack of your weapon. We're not going to have a weapon, so you can ignore the text. For 4, it's got 3 attack and 3 defense. It's not great. The River Croc for 2 with 3 defense is a decent card, but we're going to go Polymorph for the removal. We have an Ogre Mage, which gives spell damage +1, which can be good for our spells. A Raging Worgen, which has Wind Fury and +1 attack. A great card with the Mage. We can use our hero ability to give it damage, and then it will have 2 attacks with being 4, so that'd be 8 total attack. And then Cone of Cold, freeze a minion and the minions next to it and deal 1 damage to them. That's a good mage spell, although you're talking about 1 damage, and if there's, let's say you have the best case scenario and you put it on 1 and then you have 2 of them, that's 3 damage. You are freezing them for the next turn, so that can be good, but I really want to try the Raging Worgen with our hero ability. Alright, we've got another Sorcerer's Apprentice. Again, not a bad card. 2 with 3 attack, 2 defense. A Wisp. I don't want the Wisp. Ogre Magi. We're going to get 4 mana cost for a 4/4, and it gives spell damage +1. I don't think that's that good a card. We're going to get another Sorcerer's Apprentice. Alright, now we have Mirror Image. A good way to get taunts on the board as a mage. A Direwolf Alpha. I always like this card. You can throw it down and mid-game or early to mid-game, and suddenly whatever's next to it on each side has that +1 attack. So I like that card a lot, but I think I'm going to have to get Mirror Image. We don't have any taunts thus far. Probably won't get a bunch of taunts. The other one, by the way, is the Silverback Patriarch, and I just don't chase a lot of taunts in Arena these days, especially one like that does so little damage. It's just going to sit out there. Yeah, it might protect a card, but it's not going to do much. So I'm going to go Mirror Image on that one. Alright, so as you see, we've got 7 out of 30 cards right now. We have another Mage. Just does spell damage +1, but only 1 attack. It's kind of a throwaway. I certainly don't like this card yet. It has Wind Fury. But only with 1 health against most opponents, they're going to have a way to take that off the board really quickly, probably before you even have a chance to take advantage of it, unless you have something that gives your minions charge. And then we have this. It's a 2/3 for 3 mana cost, but then it also summons a 1/1 boar. So it's not great, but it does put 2 bodies on the board, which can be helpful in terms of board control. So I'm just not a fan of the different mages for the most part that give you the +1 spell damage. I mean, it helps a mage with your spell damage, but those cards, I don't like them that much. We're going to go with the Hunter. Alright, probably going to go Tauren Warrior here because, again, it's got that Enrage, plus it's a taunt card, so we can throw that down, damage it. It's then going to be a 5 attack, 2 defense with taunt. So it serves 2 purposes. It does good damage, and it's going to protect some other card. I like that card for 3. I like it. Now, a Flesh-Eating Ghoul can also be really good. You put it out there, especially with a taunt. Whenever another minion dies, whether it's yours or their minion, you're going to gain 1 attack. So that goes to a 3/3 and on up pretty quick. Harvest Golem, it's a 2/3, so it's got a little more defense than the others. And whenever it dies, it's going to summon a 2/1. So that can be useful too. Actually, 3 good choices, but we're going to stick with our cards that have Enrage. Okay, so now we have some purples. The Doomsayer, at the start of your turn, destroy all minions. I mean, if you get in really a bad position, I guess that could swing a match. I certainly don't want the Murloc War Leader for 3 mana. It's a 3/3, and it affects other warlocks. The Sea Giant, unfortunately, with the Mage deck, I'm not sure that there's going to be a lot of minions, at least on my side, but it kind of serves the purpose of the Doomsayer. If we get into a bad spot, we can throw it out for pretty cheap if they've got several minions, and maybe if we throw a couple up, that would have lowered the cost. So I guess we'll go with Sea Giant. I'm really not crazy about any of these choices. Alright, gain attack equal the attack of your weapon, so you can ignore that with us not having a weapon. 2/3 for 2 is okay. The Snapjaw is 2/7 for 4, but it doesn't have taunt, and we're not going to be able to put taunt on it. So it just kind of sits out there doing 2 damage. Not crazy about that. We'll go with the Silvermoon Guardian. I actually like this card alright with Divine Shield. the first time it takes damage, you can ignore the damage. So we'll go with that. So we now have 11 cards. Let's get one more, then we're going to check something. All right, so I do like the Rifleman. It deals 1 damage. It's only a 2/2, but for 3 mana to be able to put it down, have a minion down, and aim that damage somewhere can be pretty nice. As a mage, we kind of do that anyway, but you never can have enough damage. Frostbolt is a mage spell. Deal 3 damage to a character and freeze it for 2 mana. That's a good card there. And I like the Stormwind Knight all right because it has charge. When you put that down, you're going to do 2 damage. And with 5 health, it may stay around for a little bit. But we're going to go with Frostbolt. All right, so let's just review a little bit here. We've got 12 cards. This little graph down here shows you where your cards are landing. We only have the 1 card that's above 7 or above, and that's the Sea Giant. We have a few 1s, that's 2 1s actually, and then we have 3 2s, so that would be 4 3s and 2 4s. So they're spread out pretty good. Most of our 3s are minions, and then we have 2 minions, and all of our 1s and one of our 2s are spells. So I kind of like the spread of our cards right now. Let's look at this next selection, going to our 13th card here. With 2/1 for 1, it's decent, but it's not going to have charge because we're not having a weapon equipped, so that's not that good. The Darkscale Healer is good. Restore health to all friendly characters. 5 for a 4/5. That's pretty good. Cone of Cold. We don't have one of these yet. We passed on it earlier, so this might be the time to take it. Let's see how that damage compares. That's a 4 damage. That might be... Okay, other than our Curantor Mage, that is more damage than any other minion we have currently. We don't have any 5 cards. So that is tempting. It has the heal, which... As a mage, there aren't many times to heal. We'll go ahead and go with that, I guess. Okay, so we have Arcane Intellect, which right now we have no ability to draw cards. We haven't gotten any options. I really like the... let's see, what are they? There's at least a couple cards that are gnomes, I believe, that have the ability when they're put on the battlefield, excuse me, to draw cards, and we haven't gotten any of those. So this mage ability is for 3 mana, gives us 2 cards. So you're wasting this card. So for basically 3 mana, you're trading and getting a +1 card. It's okay in situations, you just don't know what you're gonna. So let's look at the other 2. Again, +3 attack with the Enrage. As you know, I like that. It's a 2/3. This is also a 2/3, and it gives us a 1/1 boar. I think we had this exact same choice earlier. And let's see, have we gotten? Yeah, we've gotten 1 Tauren Warrior. We're gonna go ahead and get a second one, I think. That's a lot of Enrage we have now. So I don't know how much more we necessarily want to get. Chillwind Yeti, I think it's a good card. 4 mana, you get 4 attack and 5 defense. You know, unlike a lot of the cards we have, that's a card that can stick around a little bit. Youthful Brewmaster, these are great when you have lots of cards that have good effects on the card, because you can put this out and then you can bring the card that had the positive effect back into your hand. So that can be a good one for 2 mana. That can really change the look of the board. And then Mirror Entity. It's a secret. When your opponent plays a minion, summon a copy of it. That's, you know, when played at the right time, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good card. So let's look and see. I don't think there's anything... We don't have a lot of cards that, I mean, you could do it with the Razorfin Hunter. I'm talking about this Youthful Brewmaster. If you did it with the Razorfin Hunter, you'd end up with two summoned boars instead of 1, but that's not that valuable. There really aren't. I guess you could get your Divine Shield back. You could heal again, and we've got a couple things, but with this deck, we're probably not going to necessarily be drawn to that. So really, I think it's between the Chillwind Yeti, which I really like, but it would be nice to have a secret like this for 3 mana, and if we play it right, And again, you don't want to depend on these situations, but if we play it right after the Kirin Mage, we get to play it for free. So if it worked out that way, that would be nice. I think we're going to give it a try. Hopefully a Yeti will come up again. Alright, I don't like the Alarmobot. It swaps this with a random one in your hand at the start of your next turn, but that's if they don't kill it on their turn. The Demolisher I do like. It does 2 damage to a random enemy at the start of your turn. You know, if you're playing a Hunter deck, or if you have some good taunt in your deck, that can be valuable because you can keep it alive for a couple turns. I do like the Defender of Argus. For 4 mana, you're getting a 3/3, which that's not great. But however, if you can put it in between 2 minions, you get +1/1, and they both have taunt. So that can, at the right time, can be really good. Alright, so here's a Vaporize, another secret. When a minion attacks your hero, you destroy it. That's good, but when you put a secret down, if someone is, you know, knows what they're doing, they're gonna send their cheapest minion possible to attack you because they realize this is one of the options. So it's okay, but another Kirin Mage, which again for 3 mana, 4 attack, 3 defense, even on its own, that's a decent card. I don't like this card. It's so situational in terms of putting it down before you're going to throw spells out. It only has 3 defense, so if you build this thing way up, it's just going to have a big target on it. So I don't know. Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right now we have 5 spells out of 15. 5 of our spells, 5 of our cards so far are spells. It's weird because if we get another one of these, you kind of want a secret to go with it. Although it is a decent card in and of itself. I'm just not crazy about Vaporize. It's probably a good card, but I'm going to go with the Mage. Alright, here we go. Restore 2 health. I mean, that's okay, but a 2/1 is going to get taken out immediately, so you're just doing it for the health, really. It's only got 2 attack, even if it does have a taunt in front of it. Again, Arcane Intellect is okay. Arcane Explosion, do 1 damage to all enemy minions. That can set up some things, some nice attacks at times, so that's okay. I'm not crazy about any of these cards. I guess we'll take Explosion. Alright, here we have another Raging Worgen. It's 3/3. For 7, we have Stormwind Champion 6/6. You're really getting it because it also gives your other minions +1/+1. That's okay. Or for 1 less mana, you can get a 6/7 on the Boulder Fist Ogre. I like the Ogre alright. I like both of these cards alright. To me, they're pretty close to even in my mind. Might go with the Ogre, but I do like these. For only 3 mana, we're getting half the attack, and it has Wind Fury and a +1 attack. I think we'll just go with that again, although we do need to get at least a couple higher cards. Alright, after you cast a spell, deal 1 damage to all minions. I mean, that's including yours. I don't necessarily want to get into that. Ravenhold Assassin is okay. For 7 mana, 7 attack, and 5 health. The good thing is it's stealth, so you choose when it comes out. We might go with that. We don't have any higher cards other than the Sea Giant right now. And Demolisher, I don't even want to... With this deck, I don't anticipate being able to protect it very much. Freeze any character damaged by this minion. This is a good card for a Mage. It only has 3 attack, but it has 6 defense, so you can hope that it will either use a lot of their resources to destroy it, or it'll stay around for a couple of rounds and you can freeze their most concerning enemy. Again, a Brewmaster, and this does something very similar to the other one. It just has higher mana cost, higher attack and defense. It's a good card, especially if you've got cards that synergize with it. A 6/6/5 a taunt. I like this card. This and the Shield Master are kind of 2 of my favorite taunts. but I think we're going to go with the water elemental. It's got less mana cost. Granted, it doesn't have the taunt, but it can still freeze, so we'll go with that. Alright. We only have 1 5, so the Stranglethorn Tiger is a 5. It has stealth, 5/5. It's very similar to the Darkscale Healer in terms of stats, except it has 1 more attack, and it also goes stealth. Or for 3 mana, we can go 4 attack with 2 health with stealth on the Jungle Panther, or we could have another Arcane Explosion. I think we'll go Stranglethorn Tiger, because we have only 1 5 card right now. So for 6 mana, the Priestess of Elune is going to give us 4 health back as a mage. That could be good. For 6, it's a 5/4, which, as you see, is a little worse than the Stranglethorn Tiger, which is only 5. But again, it does have the healing. I don't like the Magma. It's only got 1 health. It does have 5 attack, but with 1 health. And Polymorph. This will only be our second Polymorph. And it's a good removal, so I think we're going to go with that. Alright, this is going to be interesting. We have Ice Block for 3 mana. It's a secret. When your hero takes fatal damage, prevent it and become immune this turn. I'm not really interested in that. Faceless Manipulator for 5 mana. When you put it down, you choose a minion and become a copy of it. So, if they have a really powerful minion out, for 5 mana, we can not only put this guy down, which only has a 3/3, but more importantly, you also then get a copy of the one you like. But it's going to be hard to not go with Pyroblast. You know, if you get them down to 10 health, if you take off 20, this is a game ender. This is a spell, so they can't defend it unless they had a secret to defend it, but it's pretty much GG at that point. So I think we'll go Pyroblast. Give us another high card. Alright, Counterspell Secret. When your opponents cast a spell, counter it. Very situational though, because some of our opponents may not even have spells. So that's a little iffy. The Auctioneer, whenever you cast a spell, draw a card. I kind of like that for our deck, because again, one of the weaknesses that I'm seeing is that we don't have ways to get cards out. And then another Demolisher, which we've passed on, so we might as well keep passing, I think. Yeah. So I think we've got 24 cards. This is the 25th card we're choosing now. Or no, maybe we've got 25, so we've got 5 more to pick. So right now you see we've got a lot of 3, and then next we have 4 and 2, with just a little bit up here. No 6s and only 2 1s. Alright, I like the Knife Juggler. For 2 mana cost, you're getting a 3/2, and if you can play it in front of a couple of other minions, like let's say we were able to put that down, and then maybe throw a Mirror Entity down, that's going to summon 2 minions, and so that would be 2 times this ability would go off right there just with that 1, and it would deal 1 damage to a random enemy, including the hero. Light Warden, whenever a character is healed, gain +2, that is terrible for our deck. And a Mana Wraith, all minions cost 1 more. So this is 2 mana, but it's a 2/2. I don't think that's that good a card. Let's compare it here. Do we have any? Yeah, I'm not crazy about that, and then it's going to make your minions cost a little more. So we're going to go Knife Juggler. Kind of weird for a mage deck, but I like that card, so we're going to throw it in there. We have another Mirror Image here. I like that. We have a 3, which is a 3/3, and it restores 3 health. The Earthen Ring Farseer, I do like this card. I use this card a good bit. Then we have a Voodoo Doctor, which restores 2 health, but it's a 2/1. I definitely don't like it. So it's a question of, do we want that or that? I think we'll go with the Earthen Ring Farseer, actually. Alright, next we have a Murloc Tidehunter, which does put 2 cards out. I mean, early game especially, this can be a good way to start out. It's a 2/1, and then you have a 1/1 summoned Murloc. The Oasis Snapjaw, 4 mana, just not crazy about him. He does have the defense, so he stays around, but we're not building a deck where we're going to be able to buff him up or anything. So, and then I like Fairy Dragons. 2 mana, you're getting a 3/2, and it can't be targeted by spells or hero abilities. I actually think that's a really good card. you're not getting 2 bodies like you are in the Murloc Tidehunter, but you're getting the same attack and defense combined, plus you can't be targeted by spells or hero abilities. Alright, so we have 28, so I think there's 2 more to go. I like this card, the Ventura Company Mercenary, for 5 mana. So if we go 2nd, this card can come out on our 4th turn if it's in our hand, and it's a 7/6. It's a big card for early to early mid game, and it does make your other minions cost +3, but that's okay because it's going to be dying pretty quickly. They're going to have to really throw their resources towards getting him off the board, because doing 7 damage that early is pretty devastating. Mana Worm, I'm not crazy about it, and then I certainly don't want for 2 mana a 2/1, even though it does have the charge. I'm much more interested in this. If we had a Murloc deck, or even like a Hunter deck, even if it didn't have lots of Murlocs, that's a pretty good little card, but I'm going to go with this one. This should be the last one. Another Mage, a Secret Keeper, which that's great, but we don't have enough secrets to make that worthwhile. I mean, it's a 1 mana cost. It does have 2 defense, so it can stay. It can, it requires a little bit of effort to attack it early, but you'd have to follow it up with a secret or 2, and even then you're just getting 1/1 each time. That's just not going to work. So it's really between these 2. Do we really want to get a 3rd Mage? It would guarantee that the chances are going to be higher. I shouldn't say guarantee. It would make the chances higher that when we pull this out, at least one of the times we'd have that secret available to put down for free. The counter spell, when your opponent casts a spell, counter it. Again, it's just situational to how many spells are they using. But, most of the heroes, I guess all of them do use spells. It just depends on, is it worth 3 mana? I guess it depends on what the spell is. So we'll try it. We're not going to get a 3rd Mage. We'll try a counter spell. Okay, so that is the construction of our deck. We end up with tons of 3s, 2s and 4s are the next, and then we've got some 5s ended up with, a couple 1s and a couple 7+. Looks like 3 7+. So I don't know how I feel about this card. I'm not experienced enough to know until I really get in there to see how things start playing together, but we will give it a try. All right, so we're going to play our first match. And part of the fun of Arena is doing that draft, and the more you do it, you start to, at least for me, slowly learn some things that work better than others in terms of card choices, and you can't get real specific on, okay, this is going to be my strategy, this is going to be the synergy I'm going for, because you don't know what cards are going to come up until you've at least gone through, a half or more of the selections. Then you can start to respond to what you've chosen already, but so it's very different than constructed decks.
Jaina versus Rexa.
So we're going against a Hunter,
Let the hunt begin.
and as a Mage, this will be interesting. So I like this starting hand. The only thing, we're going first, which is unfortunate. I kind of like going second, and as a Mage, kind of seeing what's in front of me. I think, at least that's more in theory. I've never done a Mage as Arena, and I've only played a Mage a little bit in regular play. We're going to keep these just because they're all fairly low cost. We've got a removal, we've got something that taunts and also enrages when we want it to, and then we've got the Sorcerer's Apprentice that we can put out early for, if nothing else, having that damage to either trade with or get some attacks going. So we're going to go ahead and go with that. So we're going to be skipping to our second turn. So we drew the Auctioneer, which is not a good card for us to have this early on, but we'll see how it goes here. See what the Hunter does on his first turn. He may have a 1 mana cost card, but in fact he could with all the beasts and things. So he's going to put a taunt up. Now we could play this, and in our next turn either play this with taunt or use our hero ability weaken the taunt, and then attack it with this. So we're just going to, I don't know how this deck's going to go, so we're just going to kind of go for it here. The Hunter, I'm trying to think, with 2 mana, I don't think he would necessarily have a too easy of a way to remove our minion with 1 card, but we shall see. He may put something down to try to, okay, so he's going up to 3. Let's see what he's going to do. Huh. Going to get rid of it quick. Okay. So he used his extra mana, and he used his destroy a random enemy. He did it when we only had 1 minion up, so that gives him some more control over it. So we're going to go ahead and throw out our Tauren Warrior. We've got enough of these fellas that have Enrage on them. We might as well go ahead and get some out on the board and see what happens. So we're going to have 4 mana next. We could do Polymorph next. We could do Frostbolt and a Firebolt. Let's see what happens. He's going to get an early Mana Wraith. So, the problem with damaging this, if we used our hero ability and damaged this, it would then have 5 attack but only 2 health. So we'd really be trading. We would take care of their 1 card, but then we'd leave ourselves open there. So not necessarily ideal. We could do 3 damage to this character and get rid of it. And then we could use that there. Let's try that. I don't know if this is a good play or not, but we're going to get started here. Deal 1 damage to this. I haven't really done any of this before, so I kind of know some of this in theory from watching other mages play against me, but I don't know. We'll see how it plays out.
Wanna blow something up?
Okay. So that's the risk you run with a card like the Mad Bomber is he ended up doing 2 damage to himself and only 1 to mine. If he had done 2 damage to the warrior, he would be gone now. Alright, so we have 5. We're going to just hit him directly and let him trade with us next turn if he wants to, or remove it some other way. The question is, we don't have a secret, so we don't necessarily want to do that. We could go ahead and get another Tauren Warrior out. We could polymorph. We don't want to do that, though. I think we'll go ahead and get this out. And then we're going to attack directly. And now he could take out this one, but then he would leave that one. So we'll see how he reacts to this. I don't know how good of a play that was, but he can only take one of them out, at least with what's on the board. Now, if he has something with charge, okay, there you go. So he can clear both of them. He still has 2 mana. So we want to get, and he's going to do 2 damage. We would love to get this off the board as soon as possible, because when he has another friendly beast die, this is going to gain +2/+1, so we don't want that to be around. Alright, so we've got, it's not worth polymorphing at this point, I would say, but we could put a mage up with a fairy dragon. We don't want to put the Defender of Argus out right now. I think that's what we'll do. When you cast a spell, draw a card. We really want to keep him out till we're going to cast a spell for sure. So we're going to go ahead and do that. It's not real efficient, but I don't think there's a better option right now. We could damage him. and bring that out next turn. Nah, let's just do it. If he has it, he will probably play a taunt, especially if it's a beast that has a taunt on it. Or if something with charge, or he may use some sort of spell to damage our minions. And that would be the only reason why you might have held back. Okay, so now all beasts have charge, so he's going to be able to take out... What did he take out? Our dragon? Yeah. Deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. This is not the right time to do that. I don't think. We can attack directly and take 4 life from him. Probably are just going to have to go ahead and get this out. That would leave us with 2.
I got the best deals anywhere.
I'm more concerned about this one than... Well, I don't know. I don't like his minions having charge either. Let's see. But I think we want to... Let's see. Then he could get us... I think actually we do want to... I think we want to take him out. Oh, that... See? That's what I wasn't thinking about. I just said that. Now he can take out that guy, but he leaves the 4 open. So we'll see what he does. That was a mistake. We should have gone the other way with that. We should have weakened the one that gives his beast charge and then taken out the one that was going to get stronger as beasts die. Because now if he has a beast with taunt that we have to take out first, then that card will then get even more... Is it attack and health? Yeah, so he would be up to a 6-3 if it happens again. So we're really hoping he doesn't have a taunt so that we can get out of this mess by, even if he trades with us, taking out a taunt or a charge. Alright, so now if he summons a beast, he draws a card. What's he going to get? If he has the... Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Okay. So now he can do some real damage here. He's probably going to attack this. No, he's going to go directly. Okay. So we're going to have to hit this with our special ability and then attack there and just trade. Deal 1 damage to all minions. No. Oh, we could go ahead and transform it. Can't believe we've let him get this out of control with this thing. He is down to 1 card, which is nice.
I wonder.
Let's see, if we do that, we'll have 4 mana left, so we could do our special ability then. We've just, let's see, I'm trying to think if we'd rather polymorph or just do that, get rid of that, but he's still got that, so we're going to do this. By using that ability, it also... So now we could do this to all... And get another... Draw another card. Then we'd have still have 2. Or we could do... I think we just want to do that. And now the question of the day is... Do we want to trade with him?
Time runs out on me.
We've got to be careful because we've let him kind of get ahead of us on the hit points. And he's down to more limited card selection than we are. So we're going to do that. We're going to clear the board and hope that his 2 cards versus what we'll have 5 to draw from. So that has stealth, but it doesn't have charge. So we at least will have a chance to react with this. Oh, we need one of our mages to play that secret for free. He chose to draw this one next. So this one probably doesn't have taunt on it. and it probably has less health. So, okay. So we could deal 10 damage. We could get this guy out, but then we're going to eat 5 more damage. It's probably going to happen anyway. This.
Got a problem.
And then go ahead and take damage from him. Now he's going to be able to do 5, 7 damage to us at least this turn. That's going to put us at 6 life. So we're in a little bit of rough shape here. He's getting some things on the board. Now that's the card he drew. Of course, we get our stealth. We might have to waste this, unfortunately. Alright, so we can deal 1 damage to all enemies. Oh, I'll tell you what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do our taunt. 5, 9, or... yeah, that's what we'll have to do. Alright. 5, and then taunt. And I think we got to... let's see, this would be 8 damage. That would take him down to... 13, and then he would be able to, he's not gonna be able to kill enough. I don't know, folks. I think the best move might 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got to trade with him. What am I saying?
Problem solved.
He has something 2, 4, 6. Yeah, he's got us. He's got us because he's got the hero ability, plus he can do. So I didn't count that up right. At the very least, we should have taken out. We could have taken out 2 enemies and at least lived 1 more turn. I don't know that it would have made a difference in the big picture, but we made a couple mistakes there. See, I'm only level 10 with the Mage, so I haven't played her a whole lot. All right, so there is our first defeat. I think that defeat is on me in terms of how I played the cards and the pace of the game. I kind of let it get away from me there. So we will certainly be trying again shortly, though. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a win in here with this. Okay, so here we go. Round 2. Really don't want to go 0-3 with this deck. I think this deck is good enough that I should be able to get at least 1 win with it. It may not have been the ideal draw on cards, but I think it's a pretty good deck, and I should be able to get a victory here. So that first loss was on me. I think it was winnable without making some noobish mistakes, some rookie mistakes there. So let's do better. Let's do better, Mage versus Mage here.
You asked for it. My magic will tear you apart.
I like this. I think we're going to get rid of the healer, though. But I like having a 3, being able to bring out a Mage that early. I like the Frostbolt for 2, and certainly having the Mercenary coming out. We're going second, so he could come out round 4. Good card for round 4. So we're going to go that direction. Nice. Okay, interesting little starting deal here. If he gets an early minion that's potentially can grow. Ooh, a taunt. Interesting. So we can actually, on round 3, we can play this Mage and the Secret. That's such a good card for 1 mana cost. If you can get it in your draw early on to be able to put a taunt out with an attack like that. It's not so much that I'm gonna waste anything here, but it does bother me a little bit. Now 2, ideally we'll well, we'll see what he does. We may have to deal damage and freeze something if he gets. Alright, the concern I have right now is if we leave this Secret Keeper out, another 1 cost card, that he might be able to play a secret next turn, and then he's going to attack us with a total of
What to do?
3 with
to
us
do?
not having
Hello.
much on the board.
Hello.
So, unfortunately, we may need to do something. I think we're going to just go ahead and get rid of the card. And that feels like a little bit of a waste, but I like where our hand is going to be starting this next turn. Alright, there's a secret, so he was planning on playing that secret. Now we have to be careful here. What secret did he play? It's an advantage to get that secret out first. But we'll never know till we try it.
I wonder.
We have many secrets.
That's what I was afraid of. So he got us a
We have
copy of
many
that.
secrets.
So we get the free secret spell. He's going to be able to trade with us if he wants to, or just attack us and cause us to get behind here. So let's see what he does next. We do know that this next turn we're going to be able to pull out our mercenary, which is good, but he's got a lot of attack on the board that he can either trade with us or continue to damage us directly. What would be nice is if he wastes a spell here. Yeah. Alright. So he has 2. Very interesting. Oh, we got another one. We don't have another secret though, so it's probably not the time. Infuriate attack, restore health. I think we go with our original plan here. Oh, the only thing I don't like is he's gonna be able to do 4 damage to it, maybe more.
You gotta be kidding me!
Only live once, right?
For Dalaran.
Now I would not be surprised to see a polymorph
I've
here.
got the beast in my
Oh,
sight.
that's such a good card. If I don't really have a lot of big cards in this deck. If I did have a big card in this deck, it might be unfortunate for him to have to play that so early. But with this deck I have, it's not a bad situation for him. All right, so we're in a bit of a bind here. We do have Divine Shield, but a mage can take that off so easily.
What to do? What to do?
Get some cards out on the board here is probably what we want to do.
Don't mess with Tusker.
Now, he can trade with us. Of course, he's got a lot more damage, so he may not want to. I think we want to get this fella down to 1.
Job done.
Because then it's within range of either our boar or our hero ability. So he's up 10 life on us already. Another secret.
I am not a
Ooh.
morning person.
Man, we may be getting a lesson here on how to play a mage deck. Alright. Never give up, though. Never give up. We don't have any spells. It's not necessarily a great time unless just for mana reasons we need to. We can put this down and this guy. That leaves us 3 defense on both. Go ahead and take out him. And probably just directly attack with this guy. The secret that he has up, I don't know, it probably is going to kill me, but gotta probably just get it over with here. You know, we could do 1 damage and get that off the board. I don't think so. I think we're
Eyes are open.
boy. This could not have gone much worse for us.
Suck steel, swine.
2.
Time runs out on me.
That was probably a misplay too. We could have damaged this and then traded. Now he's got taunt up and we are just all but lost here. All but lost.
Well played. Well played.
It is over. Gotta be. Let's see. 3 and 7, but gotta get a taunt up to stand a chance. Now, all of our still put that up too. +1 attack and Wind Fury. So he'll be able to go 4. That would kill him. So he could go. I'm sure that this is what we have to do here. Alright, so we have 2 life, so we can only do something that attacks 1. So like we could get this one. Oh, sorry, we can't till after we taunt. So let's see, this got 4 life.
Someday I'll be just like you.
3, 4, 5. I'd kill both of them, or we can kill that with that, and then we could get rid of a couple things. It's not going to be enough, though. Just not going to be enough. 3, 3.
Of course.
Got to take that out. It's
Time runs
got
out on me.
just playing this as if it mattered, and then
Suck steel, swine.
take something down. So he's got 4
Well played.
attack. He's going to polymorph that, so it's not going to even matter.
Well played.
I don't know. We may be going right into 3 defeats. That's number 2. Going very poorly. As you see me struggle. Struggle. I will crush you. That last mage we played, they just had my number. I'm wondering if I'm building a mage, the mage deck I built, I'm wondering if I was building it as if I was playing like a warrior or a paladin. I mean, those are the 2 I've probably had the
My
most
magic will
success
tear
with.
you apart.
Look at all these spells we got. We're going first. That's okay. Who are we playing again? Is this another mage? You gotta be kidding me. Ugh. Goodness. Alright, positive thinking. Greetings. Aren't you gonna say hello back? Do I need to say it again? Hello? What are you getting out here early? 2 mana. Come on, say hello. You know you want to say hello.
I can taste the mana.
That's a fun play because next turn, let's say she has a spell to play, this will suddenly be a 3 attack and could take off 3 attack. So we're going to go ahead and kill it. We is going to go ahead and kill the card. Don't think I haven't noticed their sepulcher. I said hello twice. No response. No response.
Someday I'll be just like you.
I like that card. It's a 3/2. You know, if we put our taunt card out there it take him out, and it's only a 2 mana card. I mean, that is such a strong 2 mana card. Forget the fact that your spells are 1 less. It's just very good. We don't have a secret. I think we're gonna buy ourselves a turn and put out 2 taunts. I think. If we don't, we're gonna end up putting out this and then probably wasting mana by putting that out. This we could put out, but I think it's too risky. So the question is, do we want to get that down to 1 health? There's really no reason to, except that then next turn it would be pretty much gone. We'll do that. We'll do that. Normally I would have just taken the health off of their main hit point pool, their 30 hit points, and got them down to 29, since every hit point really matters. You don't really... Uh-oh. Does she have a spell to cast? Nope. Okay. She will do this. It's kind of a waste, but there's nothing else she can do. So whenever you cast a spell, gain 1 attack, and she's got this card that allows her to do spells that cost 1 less. So we can use 2 mana to take that out easily. But that would leave us with 3, so we'd probably be putting this up. That can't destroy this if that's what's left, and we'd have 2 taunts up. We don't have a secret, although it wouldn't be a bad time to play this because he's gonna have to attack that with his power. It'd only have 1 attack. That might be a way to get a little more offensive up in here. So I think that's the way we'll go. Really inefficient. We're gonna have 5. It might be time to put that down.
Let the pain
This
speak to me.
when this minion takes damage. Okay. So we have 5, so we could get this up, and really this wouldn't be in danger for a while, and we could just directly attack. Or we can get this with taunt up. They could trade, but it would take a lot to kill it. We really don't want to waste that yet. 3, and then probably just attack one of those with fire. I think that's what we'll do. Kind of protecting ourselves. So these are gonna have some really nasty attacks if she's able to do a spell next turn. If we get it to 2, at least get one of them to 2 hit points, then it wouldn't be able to attack the taunt without dying. So the smart play would be, if she does cast a spell, then she would be able to attack with this one. If she has 2 spells, she could kill it with this one, and this one wouldn't die. Or she could hit it with this once, and it would still be alive, plus it would draw a card, and then she could kill it with this one. So if she has a spell, it's a great time to do it. And the spell may get rid of the taunt in the first place, and then she's really in business with doing a lot of direct damage. No spell. She still has 2 mana. So she can take this down to 2, and then kill it with... She definitely wants to attack with this because that helps her draw a card. And then she would attack with this one, and it would be down to 1 life. We're going to be at 6, so let's start thinking here. We could polymorph. That would be such a defensive play. It's probably not what we want to do. This is now a 5/2, so it's going to kill anything that attacks it.
Time runs out on me.
Alright. Don't have any spells, so we could go... what to do. Nothing really efficient here. Maybe get
What to do?
these two on the
What to
board.
do?
Pretty good damage. Or we could get this on the board with Divine Shield and take this guy out, and he would just have those two. Oh, I just feel like we're playing so defensively.
Shall not fall.
Don't like it. Don't like it. So now we're gonna have 7, so we can do Mercenary and Fireball, or Mercenary and Apprentice. Or we can Polymorph and put our Mage down. Or we can Fireball that down to 3 and then attack that. Alright, so take our that off. It's a good play. It gives this 2 attack. Can hit us with that, and it has a good taunt. Alright, so we have 7 here. We're going to go ahead and... I'm not worried about the taunt as much because it does so little damage, but we probably need to polymorph that, and that would leave 3.
What to
I think
do?
that's what we'll do.
What to
Polymorph that. I can't believe we're polymorphing that card. Pull this down.
We have many secrets.
Play a secret. And hope for the best. Right now they can, he can kill this by, before he does any spells or minions, he could kill this by attacking it. The only way he could do it is if he either used both of these, the sheep and this, or got rid of his taunt card, which he probably wouldn't do. So that's a good play. We like to get those drakes out as early as possible. Fortunately, he also gave me a drake, which I appreciate. We're going to have 8 here. We've had the most inefficient turns, or at least I've done a bad job of taking advantage of it. Probably go ahead and polymorph this. We're just trying to get back ahead here. Or not ahead, but back in the game. Polymorph that. Attack that.
What to do? What to do?
And then that would leave us 6 to play with. No, sorry, that would leave us 4. So that would only leave us 2, so we'd probably get out the fairy dragon. I think that's right. Polymorph that. Take that out. Now we can get both of these out, or we can use this to get rid of one of those. Get rid of that, and then pull out one, and then we'll save the other for the next turn. And we're just playing a lot of catch up here. This is the first turn we've had where our side of the board is actually better than theirs. I really don't like that Mage card. She's got a lot of spell damage. That means that she's going to be doing some crazy damage with fireballs and arcane explosions. Now she can kill it with the sheep. Really good turn. And you see how the synergy of a mage deck can work, and unfortunately we have never, in our games here, have not been able to get that going, but okay, so we have stealth, we have, alright, we still have 25 life, so, I mean, we're not looking good, but
Someday I'll be just like you.
we're going to go ahead and trade that. So now we're down to 23 life. He can attack for 3, according to what cards he has, at least do 3 direct damage if he wants to. Could also trade and go ahead and take out our apprentice with his kobold. No, he's gonna directly attack. So the problem now is we're not going to win the arms race in terms of... We're not going to win the arms race. I mean, we can't really just start attacking him. We've got to worry about his minions. We both are pretty low on our cards. Now let's see what we need to do here. We can attack this, at least get rid of one spell damage. We're not going to be able to take out either of those. Actually, I think we probably want to do this. That gets rid of a spell damage and gets one of these big guys off the board. He's only got 4 attack and we've got 8. We're only down by 11. I guess it depends on what he has coming up.
Someday I'll be just like you.
You gotta be kidding me!
So we can do 9 damage to him. We're just hoping he has a really poor card selection right now. Maybe all of his best cards came out early. If he has any good spells, we're not gonna be able to catch up.
I forget things.
He's got so much spell damage going on. It's really... And that's what you get when you have a lot of spell damage. You clear the daggum board. So the risk we ran by not trading with him and taking out all of these cards is that he would get a spell like that, draw a spell like that, and it's just devastating.
Don't mess with Tusker.
He's going to do for 6 damage. I mean, it's not necessarily over. I just don't know that we have cards or the card setup to really make any sort of significant comeback. And he's going to, looks like, play it a little safe here. Played a secret. Probably means that the next time I summon something, he'll just summon a copy of it. It's not good, I'll tell you that. If he gets a copy of this, I'm gonna be so mad.
I got the best deals anywhere.
Huh. Now he's 6 damage, 7. I'll be at 5 health after this. Now he's got taunt up, of course. He may be able to... He should be able to end this turn. Oh, if that would have come just a turn earlier.
Time to pay!
He's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well played.
So, really an embarrassing performance here with this Mage deck that we constructed. I was so excited about putting a Mage deck together, and now we have gone 3 straight losses. That's what I get for being excited. Okay, thanks for watching this video on how to not construct or play a Mage deck. Would love to hear your feedback on how you would have built the Mage deck. Oh, let's look at our puny rewards here before we end this. Like I said in the beginning, obviously still learning, and this was my first arena with a Mage, and I think I probably made a lot of card decisions as if I was playing a Paladin or Warrior deck, which I'm a little more familiar with. So we got 10 gold in a pack. See what we got in our pack of cards here. It'd be fun to get some really special cards since we had such a terrible arena run. there you go. Thanks for
Bye bye, Nods.